Hey guys, live power hour, squinty eyes, and we're awake. And I need a drink. Um, I want you guys to just, before we even start anything, I want you to repeat after me, okay? So, like, Kelsey, I want you to repeat this out loud. I'm going to say it out loud, then you say
Mhm.
it. Okay, I am allowed to be both a work in progress and help others grow at the same time.
I'm allowed to be a work in progress and help others grow at the same time.
I refuse to wait until I believe I'm perfect or someone else has deemed me worthy of impacting others.
I refuse to wait until I'm perfect or until someone's deemed I'm worthy to help others.
I am unapologetically accepting a life of massive growth and improvement.
I'm unapologetically accepting a life of massive growth and improvement.
Okay, like that right there, I just sent that to the team thread. I feel like that's what holds most of us back is we have this idea that we can't help someone else if we're not perfect. And that's not the point. The whole point is to just understand that everybody's on a growth journey and to see and believe, like, and have that belief and just help instill that belief in someone else that they can get started, that they don't have to be perfect either, and that they can do this too. Like that, like in a nutshell, that's what coaching is. And I hope, like, just going to Super Saturday, you were able to kind of just glean a little bit of that. That's like the mission, the vision of Beachbody. And ultimately, like when I started as a coach, um, that was what I wanted the most is I felt like somebody had given me a chance to believe in myself again. And I felt like I had the responsibility to tell someone else about that because I didn't know whose life it could bless. And so with your business, like you guys, we talk about it all the time, but like you have to show up to your business the same way you do to your workout program. And if you don't show up every single day or whatever the days on your calendar are, because I know Lift 4 only has 4 days, which is nice. But if you don't show up actively working out and doing your program um, and following a calendar, it's a lot harder to make yourself show up and work your business. But if you are showing up every single day and doing your workout, and if you are drinking your Shakeology or your Beachbody Performance or whatever, like being a product of the product, and you're letting that lifestyle change your life, then everything else falls into place. It just takes time. And you have to be willing to give it the time, and you have to be willing to show up for long enough. Micah Folsom, she's my upline, and some of you guys know who she is, some of you don't, but Micah is 5.5 years, I think, into her business. She's a top 10 earning coach. She's $1 million earner, which means she's earned $1 million with this business. She has her dream home. She like has 4 kids, so her life is crazy. 4 little kids, by the way. Like her daughter is, I think, 7, and her youngest is 9 months. Um, and she just said, like, basically, people have asked her, how do you push through? How do you like make yourself do the work on the hard days? And she's like, guys, you just do it. The same as you make yourself get up and do a workout on the hard days, even if you feel crappy in the first 5-10 minutes, like you make yourself do it because you know it's going to be better for you. And so like when you have that vision, she had that vision of like she wanted something better for her family. Um, and it doesn't have to be the same as somebody else's vision. My vision is not to go like, I don't know, buy this crazy, crazy expensive dream home that looks all crazy fancy and different than my house now. It's more about like the people that I'm with and the time that I'm spending with them and how we're able to like engage with each other. Um, but anyway, she just said like, then the other thing is like, what's the secret? Like, what's the secret to your success? And she just said like, I don't have a secret. I do my crap, the stuff that I maybe don't want to do every single day and that is hard some days more than others. I do that every single day and I've been doing that for longer than you've been doing that. That's why she's like I'm more successful because I'm more consistent. And so like if you can build that consistency, like I mean just don't focus on 3 years from now. Think about what you want 3 years from now, but then do the work right now for 6 weeks and just see what happens. If you just show up every single day for 1 hour a day at least and just show up for 6 weeks for like 5 to 6 days a week and just see what happens. Because like I promise, like if you are consistent, you will see results, but you have to be consistent longer than like 2 days. You have to be consistent longer than that. So Okay, I don't have the checklist to show you guys, but basically there's two types of activities we can do in a power hour. I'm going to have you guys focus on only income producing activities. Anything else is something called a NIPA. It's a non-income producing activity. We don't need to care about it until later today or until all of our IPAs are done. So I shared on the team page. Let me find it somewhere. Oh, apparently I deleted it. Okay, well, I'll go back to the team page and find it. I shared in the team page two things. One of them is this tracker. This tracker. This is something you can print off. If you don't have it printed off right now, Kelsey, it's totally fine. You can print it off later and you'll just get the joy of going through and checking off everything.
Okay.
But this is like what brings you, like that's the main income producing activities. Those are the vital behaviors. That's what corporate gave us. Hold on. Apparently I can't talk and do things at the same time. Go back. Let's see. So in the new coach or in our training, whatever, our page, if you go on the computer, it'll be easier, but go to this page and then go to the files section of our team page. And the top one says TBB Business Activity Tracker. That's the one I would suggest printing off just to make sure you're getting your vitals in. But if you feel like you need a checklist that tells you, okay, spend 5 minutes on this, spend 2 minutes on this, spend 3 minutes on this, like something like that, that's kind of what I'm following for this morning just for time's sake. And let's like see how we can break some of the things that are in here that say do this for 20 minutes. Let's break it down like a little bit more. So that's kind of my idea here. Okay, so first thing, because it's morning and it's still important, I want like everybody just think about your goals for today. So like, what's your goals for today? Have something out to write on, type them in your phone, type them in your computer. I'm just going to set a timer. Like we're just going to do this for 2 minutes. We're just going to write about our goals, brain dump, like whatever you need to do. Okay, ready, timer set, and go. All right, that's our timer. Okay, next thing. We're going to move on. And we are going to, where did it go? We're going to do a frog. So there's something called a book. You don't have to read the book. You can just understand the concept, but it's a super easy, fast read. If you do want to read it, it's called Eat That Frog. And basically what this means
Okay.
is if there's something that scares the crap out of you as far as, business building goes, like there's a couple, these are the main income producing activities. We've got inviting, we've got following up and adding to our network and just connecting with other people. Those are like the main income producing activities. Inviting is not complicated, but for most people, especially when you're starting off as a coach, it can be really scary, but it's not scary. Okay. So just think about the way that I talked to you about this. Some of you guys, like I'm like kind of talking to everyone else, but some of you guys might have approached me and just said, hey, what are you doing? I want to do that too. Other times I sent you a message and it just said, hey, I'm getting ready to fill this boot camp. Is that something you'd like to do? That was it. Like, I mean, it's not, I never said, do you want to spend 100, 170, 180, whatever you spent on your challenge pack to sign up? Do you want to spend $180 and like help me out? Cause I'm going to make a commission and then you can do this fitness program and get really good results and it's going to be cool, but I'm going to make money. That was not ever like the driving force, because ultimately when it comes down to it, if I did not make any money doing this, I would probably still show up and be a positive light on social media and share what I'm doing, share what's helping me with other people. Like I would still show up and do this. So inviting is simply just sharing. It's literally just sharing what you're doing, but it's sharing it in more than your social media posts. So yes, social media posts are important. And so if you're looking at this section of the tracker, it shows, you do have to be intentionally connecting with other people. You do have to be adding following or adding new followers. You do need to be responding to likes and comments, but the income producing activity from those is to actually go out and invite people. And that means that if you had, I don't know, let's just say you had 25 people who saw your first health and fitness post. It could be anything that you did that just said, I'm doing this and it's helping me. All of those 25 people you can invite. They've basically said, cool, we support you when they like your post. So I want you guys to think about a post that you've done. Could be in the last month, could be in the last week. I hope it's been in the last week. But if it's not been in the last week, because maybe you just weren't really sure how to post or whatever, just look for a post that you've done in the last little while that has to do with health and fitness. Like Kelsey, I feel like you did one or two in the last little while. You might have even done more than that, but go to one of those posts. I'm just going to go to, I didn't like just a different post for me, but we're going to one of those posts and I'm going to help you guys make up an invite. So we're going to craft an invite really fast. If you have shared a transformation or you've shared somebody else's transformation, a super easy way to invite them is just to say like, oh my goodness, thank you so much for your love and support on my transformation the other day. Like it's really, really crazy to put myself out there and I'm really glad that you were willing to support me. So I'm not sure if you've seen my stories or my posts about it, or, I'm not sure if you know this basically, but I'm actually a health and fitness coach and I help people work on their goals. Do you have some goals that you want to work on too? Because I've got a group starting October 29th and it's going to be super fun. If I sent you some info, would you want to check it out? That's the question I try and end with, whether I'm asking somebody about coaching or whether I'm asking them about like a challenge group, things like that. I try to phrase it. There's a reason for it. I can't remember the book it is. I think it's GoPro maybe, but there's a book that a couple of my friends have read that they've shared in the team thread that basically says, if you give people an, if I do this, will you do this? They're more likely to respond back, because it's not just like, do you want to do this? And they're like, actually, I do, but I'm scared to say yes. It's kind of giving them an out and a way to say yes in an easier way, a less scary way. So, Kelsey, just because you're on here, I'm gonna like look at your posts really fast on Instagram. I think you went to Super Saturday. Did you share that? I feel like I saw a picture of you. With
Um,
maybe that was
I
in your
sh-
Instagram stories.
yeah, it was in my stories. Um,
Okay, so I'm gonna show you something
yeah.
cool, really fast, because stories disappear in 24 hours. But
Mhm.
they actually don't. They don't actually disappear in 24 hours. You can go find them, but
Mhm.
you have to create a highlight, and you have to
Okay.
create a highlight from whatever's still in your stories. So I love inviting for my stories because people who are watching my stories, like they're legit and they're in my life. They're in my life. They
Mhm.
don't. They're just like, whoa, like I want to watch this girl like reality TV. And so I don't have any problem messaging them and being like, yo, I'm doing a challenge group. Do you want to do it with me? Because it's gonna be really fun.
Mhm.
So I invite from my stories, or I invite from transformation posts for challenge groups, and then I invite from call to action posts for coaching, or from my stories for coaching. So that's kind of like the main, really two places that I invite from. I look on, like I can put stuff on Facebook stories too, and so I can invite from there. Um, but let me just, the trick really is to, okay, you're awesome. I just got your message this morning. The trick really is to figure something out that's simple and just copy and paste it, copy and paste it, copy and paste it. Um,
Mhm.
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste my invite. I'm actually going to send it to you on Instagram.
Okay.
This is just um, like my thing. This makes sense for me because I have posted about it. I've put stories up about it. So you might want to say, I'm not sure if this is something that's for you, instead of saying, I'm not sure if you've seen it or seen my posts about it. I'm not sure if this is for you, but I actually work with a few specific women each month on their healthy habits. I'm excited for my next boot camp. I'm doing, something like, I'm excited for this. Could you see yourself doing what I'm doing? Or, if I send you some info about this next boot camp that I'm doing, would you want to check it out? Like that's kind of what I would say. So hold on. We're actually going to change this invite a little bit because I want to make sure it makes sense for you. So sorry it took ages to get in touch. Okay. How are you today? I like to ask them about their day just because then if they don't respond to the invite, at least they can say, well, I'm doing good. I'm having a good day. I don't really want to talk about
Mhm.
fitness, but I'm having a good day. Okay, let's see. Not sure if this is for you, but I actually work with a few specific women. No, let's change it. So, okay, for you, you're like just starting off. So it's like
Mhm.
I actually just started. You know what? No, let's not say that. Let's just say I actually work on, oh my goodness, why can't I type? I actually work on my own fitness alongside a few specific positive women each month. I'm already starting to fill my next boot camp. Could you see yourself? Let's just, I don't, somebody suggested that question and I don't think that works as well. I think that it works
Mhm.
if you're showing people exactly what you're doing every single day on a consistent basis, but we're not like to that point yet because you've posted about it once or twice, you've shared your stories once or twice about it, like so we're building the foundation.
Mhm.
If I send you some info on my make the how far into Live 4 are you?
I'm starting week 4 today.
Okay, so really you're still making shifts in your life, but you can just say like some info on my virtual, let's just say this, boot camp. Would you wanna check it out? If not, totally no worries. I know we can keep supporting each other. So I'm sending you this. Feel free to like copy that verbatim if you want, because we just kind of came up with it right now. Um,
Mhm.
But you can also change it up. Like if you feel like something sounds more like me than you, then change it. But take like 2 minutes and figure out if that's a good invite or not. And then when you have your invite, then I'm setting a timer for, where did it go? Setting a timer for 10 minutes. We're going to do 10 minutes. And just go to that post. And if you can find a way to get back into your stories, like by creating a highlight and adding to it, then
Mhm.
I would just, or go back to your Facebook. I think I saw some people on your Facebook that saw the post or something and were like, what are you doing? I can't remember.
Yeah, I
But
think there was a few.
just go invite them. Like literally just, it's just as simple as like, okay, first off, thank you, so and so, like add their name in somewhere. Thank you, Ashley, for your love on my page, my post, whatever. How are you today? Totally not sure if this is for you, but I actually work on my own fitness alongside a few specific positive women each month. Invite, done. Send it, move on. Send it, move on. That's it. Okay. So don't think about it. Don't respond
Mhm.
to anything. Turn off your notifications. Like, probably because of where you're at, like right now, nobody's going to see it yet. They're going to be like, who's this crazy up at 5 a.m. and sending me a fitness message? But that's okay. They're going to see it on a Monday.
Mhm.
So, all right, I'm setting the timer. If you have questions, like you can totally ask, but really the most effective thing to do is just to take it and try it.
If I close out on my phone, will I lose the video?
It will take this video away. You'll still be able to hear me. It'll kind of do like a red thing at the top. And so
Okay.
it's just gonna like, you don't have to stay on the video. You're fine.
Okay.
Go do your thing.
Okay.
I also like to add emojis. I'm just weird.
Mhm.
But emojis make it seem less like a copy and paste because that's what it is. And they just make it seem a little more fun and engaging to read. So just add a
Yeah.
couple like silly emojis in there. So just FYI, if you run
Mhm.
out of people who have seen your post or who responded in some way, uh, then right now take the time to like make a list of anyone you can think of in your life who you think would be awesome at coaching and you would love to work with on your team, or who you're just like, I know that this would help them in their life.
Okay.
So just kind of make that list and then you can start connecting with those people next. So just like if you have already run out of people to invite, because I know like at the beginning, I didn't have very many people who saw my posts, and that's normal. It's
Mhm.
completely normal. If you scroll back to like Melanie Mitchell, who's the top coach, or any like Micah, any of those, they had their first post. Oops, there's our timer. They had their first post. They had their first group of people who followed along, and it was like their mom, their sister, like maybe two of their friends. Like nobody saw their stuff and
Mhm.
post about it very well. And like we've learned a lot, and so the training will help you. Um, but at the same time, just recognize you can still make a list. You can still pull from people who you just think would be awesome. And then what we're going to do next is we're actually going to work on connecting with those people. So
Okay.
um, quick tip, by the way, if you have like on Instagram, if you ever get a post that has like 50, 100 likes, things like that, it's kind of hard in 10 minutes. I mean, you can really work if you like once you get really focused at it, you'll get faster and you can potentially get through in 10 minutes. You can get through 50 to 100 people.
Mhm.
Because I'm not going to message every single one of these people. Some of the people I maybe have already invited. Some of the people are my friends and family. Like I'm not going to invite all of them over and over again. But
Right.
at the same time, I do invite most of them. And if I haven't invited them in a month, I invite them again because the average person has to hear the same thing. Maybe not exactly the same way, like I change the way that I word it, but the average person has to hear the same thing 7 times in some way, shape, or form, whether they see a post, they hear you on your stories, they see an actual invite from you. They have to hear it at least 7 times and actually like let it sink in for them to want to just, okay, yes, I want to do this.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, don't I feel like I remember in chatting with you, like in our Instagram conversation back and forth, you were like, well, I really want to do that, but I'm just not sure if we have the money right now. And then
Mhm.
I don't remember what I said, but then we just talked a little bit more. And then you were like, actually, no, I need to do this.
Yeah.
And
It was
that's,
definitely one of those hesitations at first, and then it was like, no, just do it.
yeah, for sure. So, okay, trick. Take wherever you left off, like if you have a long post, and what you
Mhm.
do is you screenshot it so that you can come back to that post and finish inviting later. Then just like make a note, like, I don't know, like I'll probably just make a note over here, just somewhere, just to remind me, like whoever's name is at the top, because I have a couple screenshotted posts that I need to continue going through.
Mhm.
So I have to remember which one is which. Um, okay. Next thing, connecting. So connecting with people is like, this is why okay, connecting with people. So connecting with people we do in a few ways. Um, this second vital behavior block in here, this kind of shows all the ways that you can connect. We're going to connect with people in a few different ways today. The first is birthday messages on Facebook, because that's
Mhm.
super easy. Everybody likes to hear happy birthday. Well, most people do. And so just going and saying happy birthday to everyone individually in a message. You can voice message them. You can just individually say happy birthday, Kelsey. Hope you're having a great day. What are your plans for your birthday? Ask a question, because if you're asking a question, it's way easier to have a conversation. And it's
Mhm.
not weird. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's weird to get a happy birthday message. I like saying what I'm doing for my birthday because I love my birthday. But we're just going to start with birthday messages. And after we're done with birthday messages, we're going to go on to, you can go to your list. So if you have a list of people that you want to connect with, then what you're going to do is you're going to go to their page and you can spend a little time on there, like spend a couple seconds on their page, like and comment on something, ask a question on their post. But I would send them a message, like specifically connecting in a one-on-one message with other people, because connecting one-on-one is more important than, to me at least, connecting one-on-one is more important than individually going to Facebook and Instagram profiles. That is
Mhm.
still important, and you should still be like connecting with people that way and liking and commenting on their stuff. Because here's the thing, if somebody ghosts you, like that's where they basically don't respond, then the trick the trick to getting them to unghost you is you go and you just freaking comment on like 3 or 4 of their posts that they've done recently. And if honestly, if they're not very active on social media, this is harder to do. But if they're constantly in their stories, they're constantly on their page, just go respond to their stuff. Like, just be a human, like with them, interact, ask questions, things like that, and they will eventually get back to you. Or then you have a reason to say like, hey, seen your stuff lately, did you get a chance to see my message, like things like that. Because sometimes people literally read something and just forget, and they don't even realize it. So let's send birthday messages, and then after we send birthday messages, let's just go send messages to either new people who are following you, or just initiating connections with people who really, I mean, really, you could go, honestly, like if you've invited all of these people, you could go like and comment on some of their stuff. There's so many different ways to connect. Instagram stories. You can swipe through Instagram stories of your following and find the people who are on social media, because the people who are on social media would make good coaches. Like, that's kind of what it comes down to. If you see someone and they're doing stories like 24/7, they could do coaching. They're pretty much wasting their time not getting paid and doing something like coaching. Like, they could do coaching, but they just need that seed planted. So what you do though is you scroll through your stories. The front are the people who you see the most and the people who see you the most. If you scroll way over to the back and start like at the end of the line, then you're going to be more likely to get people who haven't seen your stories before. And if you engage with them, Instagram will show your stories to them. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So let's go with birthday messages and messaging people on stories and things like that for 10 minutes. Maybe the computer will not die on me. That would be good. Quick little lesson for birthday messages. I learned this the hard way. Make sure if you're typing their name, you type their name and not accidentally send a copy and paste of someone else's name. I've done that before, and thankfully the person was like, oh, that's okay.
Oops.
But it was like not even, it was like me calling an Ashley like a Danica or something like with a D or something. Like it was not even close to their name.
That's all right.
It's all good. Goodness. And like, birthday messages, you get more birthday messages to send the more Facebook friends you have. So like after we're done connecting, we're going to work on finding new Facebook friends or finding new Instagram followers, things like that. So just in case you're like, I only have 2 people to send birthday messages to, don't worry, that happens to me too sometimes. Like yesterday,
Okay.
there were literally only like 2 people.
Yeah.
Today, however, there's like 12. And I don't know most of them. I mean, some of them I know, but others I'm like, oh, how are we Facebook friends? That's cool.
Where do I exactly know you
Where
from?
do I know you from? And you know what? I legit have sent that to people. If I'm friends with someone and I haven't talked to them before, I'm just like, hey, I noticed we're Facebook friends. I've never talked to you before and I'm so sorry. So how do we know each other? And they're like, I
Yeah.
don't know. And then we have a conversation and then we're like besties. It's fun. This girl, however, I'm pretty sure used to be my grandma upline. She's not a grandma, but she was like, there was my coach above me and then her. And I'm pretty sure she quit because she just didn't like stick with it. Here we go. All right. I'm going to mute myself so you don't have to hear my clicks.
Okay.
So if you like feel like you're running out of people to connect with or to send messages to, things like that,
Mhm.
other places to look is just looking at anyone who follows your Facebook or Instagram in general. So like go to your followers or go to your friends and just look through the list and just like, hey, haven't talked to you in forever. What's up?
Mhm.
Just because reconnecting with people, especially at this beginning, like you have all of your Facebook friends and all of your Instagram people who you can invite. Like they may not have seen your stuff yet because maybe you haven't posted about it, or Instagram algorithms are just crazy and they just haven't seen it, and that's fine. But like they're going to be more likely to see it if you're connecting with them because they're going to be like thinking about you.
Mhm.
Even if it's just subconsciously, they're just going to be like, oh, I wonder what Kelsey's up to. And like we want them to think about you, and we want them
Right.
to kind of stalk you a little bit
Okay.
in a good way, not a bad way.
Of course.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I need my message windows to stop popping up on my Facebook. Okay. That's our 10-minute timer. So I haven't said this. I don't think I've said this yet, but at the end of today, if you like, I mean, I know if you have to run to work or anything like that, like if you're doing your power hour and you're getting through your connections, your invites, things like that, and you're just flying through it because you're just trying to like knock it out with your timers, that's totally fine. It's better to be focused on the task. But for me, I have to track things. So after I'm done, like I used to kind of stress about this and I don't stress as much about it anymore. But later today, I will be sitting down for like 20, 30 minutes and I'm going to be going through all my messages and all my people that I've sent messages to today or sent invites to, and I'm going to track them. Uh, I do not track my invites unless there's someone I've already invited before. And I'm basically, it's like a follow up invite or a second invite or third or fourth or seventh.
Mhm.
So if I've invited them before, if we've had a conversation going, I track that. You can track that in a spreadsheet. You can like honestly, if Kelsey, if you could get Google Streak set up
Mhm.
this week, it'll be a little bit of a challenge, but literally, if you get that set up, it's going to save your business like in the long run. So if you do anything, like I would do the first couple trainings today, but then I would look up Beachbody Google Streak training and just look for one or two videos on that and set yourself up. You're going to change it. You're going to make tweaks. You're going to make adjustments. It doesn't have to be perfect right now, but set up something because it's going to help you have a follow up list and it's going to help you keep track of people that you're talking to. That's what's the most important thing. Because if you've talked to, like, let's just say you invite 50 people like today because you're awesome and you're like ready to do that. If you don't track any of those people and any of the people who respond, then you can't follow up with them. And the fortune is in the follow up. Like that's where people respond because they're like, oh, I didn't see that message. Or, yes, I want to do that. I meant to message you back or whatever. Um,
Mhm.
so track it somehow. For now, if you need to just put it on a piece of paper and just say, this is who I invited, this is who I connected with. Basically, you want to get your connect list over to your invite list. That's
Okay.
the goal is if you connect with 10 people today, then tomorrow or Thursday, you invite those 10 people. Like, kind of just have that kind of mentality about it because ultimately, this is something that's blessing your life and it could bless their life too. You have no idea where they're at in their life. Um, it's going to be less out of the blue, so to speak, um, for maybe people that you know really well or who have seen your journey already. And it's
Mhm.
also going to get less, it gets easier to invite if you're consistently posting. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But right now, we're going to go add new people. We're going to spend 5 minutes on Instagram and 5 minutes on Facebook. So
Okay.
Facebook, let's just go there first. I'm going to screen share my Facebook and just show you guys. So, oh, Tatiana, you're fine. Chill out. Okay. This girl has been posting about her breast implant journey. I love her. She's like, do you remember Brooke? Like Brooke Smith? So she's just been posting about this, and friggin' like, if I could get Brooke on my team, I would love that. She would be awesome. And she just doesn't know that she would be awesome. But I've talked to her about it multiple times. But she has a huge following of people who at the moment are really engaged with this. And so I'm going to go to the people who have been commenting, and I'm going to look for people who look like awesome, cool people. Like this girl, she's got 2 kids and a little baby and looks awesome and nice. I'm going to add her as a friend. That's literally all I'm doing. I'm just going and looking for people that I think look awesome and that I think would be fun to be friends with. Like if we met in the store or we met at, school or somewhere, like I want to be friends with them, so I'm going to friend them. That's it. So let's set a timer for 5 minutes. The other way you can find new friends before I set the timer, you can go to their friends and you can look for, some people have their friend lists private, so you can't see everything. But if you look, like say you look in the high school or you look in college or you look in your current hometown or city, there's a spot that says like people you may know in some cases. So like if we just look in her current city right now, these are people that she's friends with that I'm not. It'll say who the mutual friends are. It's sometimes if there's a lot of mutual friends, it's good to go through and see. In her case, most of them are just from Gilbert High. But in other cases, like if there's people, like if they're friends with me, they're friends with Micah, they're friends with like Jaylyn or like other things like that, they might be coaches. So just like glance at their page and just see like, hey, are you a coach too or not? But like, I don't know, like Brooke is a mom. She's someone who's nice and super into fitness. She has a huge following of people. I'm going to stalk her page for 5 minutes and I'm going to friend people from her page because her people are going to be my people. Okay, so 5 minutes on Facebook. Go find someone to friend friends of. Pay attention to like if they say in their profile they do It Works or Lavelle, those are competing companies. They're probably not going to change over to be a coach, so I would not stop them. I'm so hungry. I'm just like freaking. It's 7:30 here, and we're at a really bad Airbnb that doesn't have food or anything.
Oh, that's awful.
We're gonna survive. I've got my Shakeology downstairs. I can get that. Now, just kind of as an FYI, if you friend too many people who you don't have very many Facebook friends in common with, Facebook will be like, don't do that.
Yeah.
So it's best to go for like a few mutual friends or someone who you actually know and you're like, yes, Facebook, I do know them. Sorry that you don't know that we're connected.
Right.
Because sometimes Facebook is just stupid. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, I haven't seen them in forever. And
Mm-hmm.
we only have like 3 friends in common, but I'm like, I know you. I know her. Mhm. It's like Buddy the Elf. I know him.
Mm-hmm. Watched that movie so many times at Christmas time.
I know. My kids love it. I love it. I could watch it
Mm-hmm.
Christmas, hands down. We named our elf on the shelf Buddy. Well, I take that back. Joshua named it Buddy. Okay, now we're going to switch gears. We're going to go to Instagram. So, Instagram is a little bit different. Instagram, you pretty much can do a couple of different things. You can go to someone who has a good following, and a good following is going to be someone who, like, literally is just rocking life. Um, like, by their Instagram, they're rocking life. But the other thing that I like doing is go to places you shop or like places you would like to shop.
Mm-hmm.
So you think like, I mean, there's so many different options. But if you really like, oh, let's just say you love Target or maybe you love Old Navy clothes, then you would go to like search. Sorry, let me show you in Instagram on the phone. There's a little Explore tab. It's the little magnifying glass at the bottom of your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You click that and then you type in the search box something that you want to search for.
Okay.
I'm going to actually search a lady who has some followers and has been sharing, like she's just got a similar following, and I've invited her to coaching and she said no, so I'm going to go follow her followers. Um, but ideally, you're looking for people like you. So um, just look for people who look like your kind of person. They don't necessarily have to be in the same phase of life as you, but just if they look like someone you'd want to be friends with from their thumbnail picture and they're sharing decent stuff on their Instagram, then like follow them or follow their following, so to speak.
Okay.
So let's set the timer and let's go for that. The trick with Instagram, by the way, sorry, I meant to
Mm-hmm.
say this, is if you're following someone who you really don't know, instead of just hitting follow, go scroll through. It makes it go a little bit slower, but go scroll through their page for like 30 seconds and double tap on like 5 photos. Comment on 3 of them with a genuine like, "Oh my goodness, I love your hair. Where did you get it done?" Or, "Love that outfit," or "This looks like such a fun trip." Like genuine, more than just like cool or cute. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Comment on their stuff because that stands out and they're going to be more likely to follow you back. I also don't have a problem requesting. Like if it's a private account and I think they look like a cool person and I think they would look at my page and be like, "Whoa, that's cool. Let's be friends." Then I just request to
Okay.
see their stuff. They may not accept it, but they might. Okay, so that's pretty much the most essential pieces of the Power Hour. There's other stuff you could do, but honestly, like what were those things? That was pretty much, we did invites. The only thing we didn't do was follow-ups, because follow-ups is
Mm-hmm.
something that you can't really do if you've never invited before. So if you have follow-ups to do, then I would say like take 10 to 15 minutes, do some intentional follow-ups. A follow-up is just as simple as saying like, "Oh my goodness, like totally not sure if you saw this yet, but just wanted to let you know the deadline to join in for my group is this date. Did you get a chance to look at the information I sent you?
Mm-hmm.
Or it's looking back at people that you've invited. Let's say today you have, like later today, let's just say from your invites, you have like 2 or 3 people who say, like, sure, send me some info. Then what do you do? Then it's like, crap, now what do I do? I have an application. I have a challenge group application. I would, let me see if I can easily send it to you. Like, you filled out my application, right? Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
So I have that application. It has some basic information. All you have to do, like for yourself to do that, is it still screen sharing? It still is.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, it just sat there for a while and screen shared, whatever. How do I get to my drive? This is something that the training kind of talks about. But ultimately, if you don't have this set up and you have people asking you for information, it's fine. Like, don't freak out. It's fine. First thing you need to understand is you do not have to respond to someone the exact moment that they send you, can I get more info?
Mm-hmm.
You can have, set your business hours. If you're going to work in the mornings or if you're going to work only in the afternoons for an hour, don't look at your messages. Like, you pretty much, you don't exist on that radar until it's your business hours. It's hard. I get it. I sometimes am guilty of doing this and like answering messages on the fly, so to speak, but you're going to be a lot more intentional and a lot more productive if you just zero in on the time that you're going to do it. So in here though, there is the JoyFit Crew resources. So there's 2 application places. One of them is Micah's application, which you're welcome to copy Micah's. Micah's is great. However, you can also copy mine. It's pretty much the same as Micah's. I made a couple changes, but just make it your own. Like, you can change the introduction, things like that. These are a few examples. The most important thing to understand is not to change mine. Don't change mine. You have to make a copy first. So up here in the top, and I think I actually have a video. I can probably just share the video up here. This place, you click on that and it will basically let you make a copy. You make a copy, then it copies the main info and stuff in here, and then you can go from there. So let me just double check, because I'm pretty sure I put the info, like the information, and I also gave you like a script for like what to say to make your own info video. Pretty sure that I put that in here, but I just need to find it. So hold on. I'm just not sure where it ended up. I should like put it in the trainings, because that would make it helpful. Okay, go away. Application, like, what did I title it? How to make your challenge group application. Here we go. This one. I'm going to add to a unit. How to make a challenge group application. So CG, if you ever see that abbreviation, it means challenge. If you we're still wondering like, why I just keep saying CG. Okay. So this is now in the training. It walks you through everything. So I'm not going to go over that right now, but I actually need to go and finish getting ready to go to the airport. Joy. It's going to be good. I'm just hungry and I don't want to buy airport food because it's expensive.
It is.
Okay. Well, I hope this was helpful. I need to stop the share. There we go. Yay. So that's like pretty much your first power hour. There's not really any other essential pieces that you need to make sure that you always do every single day, except for those things. The rest of the stuff on this checklist is still important. This is your staying consistent with your own journey. So if you're drinking your Shakeology every day and you're working out, or because I know that you've been having a rough time getting into Shakeology, drink your performance. So if you need to change your order so it doesn't send you Shakeology more than maybe every other month, that's fine. Because
I just had to do that.
That's totally fine. So then I would make sure you still have Energize and Recover, because you have to be a product of the product, because you can't share about something and then tell people like, yeah, by the way, I'm not drinking this, but do you want to drink it too? and you're going to be able to talk about it in a way, like if you post, like you shared something in your stories a while ago about like, got my super juice in, or my super like workout juice, something like that, like call it
Mhm.
something and call it that all the time, but don't show the labels so that people are like, what is that? You
Yeah.
post about Energize 5 days in a row in your stories, I promise you're going to have somebody message you and say, what are you drinking? Like every single day. Like if you haven't had your Energize and done your workout this morning, go do it and post
Yeah.
it in your stories, because somebody will be watching.
Okay.
So this section here, though, this is ideas for what to put in your stories. This right here is the doing a post of some kind. Do at least one post today that just highlights your lifestyle or has a call to action.
Mhm.
A call to action means you're actually at the bottom of the post, you say something like, if this sounds like something you want to do too, message me or comment with a heart or an emoji or a GIF or something, like something that they have to do. That's a call to action.
Okay.
Anyway, okay. Well, this was way fun. I
Yeah.
honestly, like, as hard as it feels to wake up early sometimes, I have to do it. So we're just gonna do this. I'm gonna get up at 5 and we'll start the power hour at 5:30 and go for an hour and a half. And
Yep.
I'm just gonna do that. So I think that'll be good.
Awesome.
If you have questions, like, feel free to ask them. Message me for questions related to coaching, message me in the team thread that I added you to.
Okay.
That makes sense? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Awesome. You guys are awesome.